Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Reaper Declassified. Um, what? What's that? Oh yeah, I did. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, I totally reshaved my mohawk again. Um, Actually, for those of you that don't know, about a month and a half ago, I had about 3.5, 4 years worth of long hair and a full beard, and decided to go ahead and cut it all off in favor of the mohawk. And I did it for what I think is probably a pretty cool reason. But I'll save that for another video. I hope everybody's having an awesome day, and hope your week's going great and all that. I've got Father Time over there working on some business stuff for me, getting some patterns and whatnot cut out for one of my runs of Special Forces rucksacks that were used in Vietnam. I got several of those I've got to get done here over the next month or so. So I've got him out here doing that. But we didn't come here to talk about business or really my hair. No, we came here for a different reason, guys. Yes, it's hot and humid. Talk about, well, my Willie. Well, actually, no, not my Willie, my Willies. But then again, man, look at that mohawk. Yeah, yeah, I like it. I'm digging it. So, anyway, guys, I actually bought this thing probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I've never made a video on it, and don't think I've really ever shown it off. I think I did once or twice at a few photos, but that was about it. I purchased it kind of semi-local, and for some reason just never made a video on the whole thing, going to get it and bringing it home and whatever. But I had plans for this thing, and I started working on it shortly after I got it and then had to stop. I just got too busy with business and everything else. But this is something I really want to get back to and kind of get the ball rolling on it. It's a 1950 Willys Jeep. My whole plan for this was roughly, probably the same year I bought it. I had moved it from where I had parked it to the front of the house and in front of the shed with the intention of going ahead and getting it rebuilt or starting on it and doing some restoration stuff on it. And the more I got into it and kind of started doing digging, kind of like right in here, you can just see this thing was caked with Bondo, and it's had a lot of patchwork. It's got a lot of rust. Like, this is one of the areas that had a patch that, if you look closely here, you can see that it was patched with fiberglass patch panels. And I mean, it just all over down here and up through there, and the floors had bits and pieces done to it. It's had supports replaced at one time, and like that support there I don't think is original. And it's kind of it's seen better days. So the story on this Jeep, guys, I bought it from a guy that was semi-local that Fat Tony's father worked with. So from what he told me about the Jeep, guys, is that originally it started life as, I guess, kind of like a fire service Jeep back in the 50s when it first come out. So I'll show you here in a little bit. You'll see this Jeep was originally 100% red, and then it kind of, I think it got transferred to forestry or roadside or something a little later on in its life, and I think at some point in time it was a mixture of red and white. I can't really remember for sure if that was the story or not, but then his family got a hold of it, and they worked this thing. I mean, they used it for essentially what it was designed to do. They used it for farm work, tilling fields, turning dirt, plowing, you know, just everything like that. And then they also heavily used it for logging. So I'll show you here in a minute, like some of the areas where you can really see this thing was worked hardcore. Like here on the hood, you can see like that whole area there. Well, it's got a big dent in it right in the middle of the hood, which I didn't notice when I first bought it until I got it back and realized that, man, this hood's like separating. So as it turned out, it had like an inch and a half of Bondo on this hood where they tried to re-level it out. Well, what it was is his father got it, I think, in his teens, and decided to kind of go back through the whole Jeep and well, kind of mildly restore it, repainted it, went through it, and I guess it was kind of his little vehicle that he run around town in and just did, you know, well, teenager things in back then. So it's definitely had a rough, hard life. So my plan with this thing is probably a bit ambitious. I originally had planned to go through the entire thing and restore it, but I've decided to do something different. Like with that side over there, the passenger side, I actually bought a whole replacement panel for that side and decided to not go any further with it because I decided, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get a whole new tub kit for this Jeep, because to restore this and go through it, by the time I get into all the work, the welding and replacement and patching and all of that, essentially I'll have more time and money in it than I would if I just went out and bought a new tub kit for it. But yeah, you can see right here, this hood, man, it's just wavy. What they had explained to me was that they would haul big giant logs out, you know, stacked up on the hood and stacked up all back in here. And I think they even had a trailer on it at one time where they were hauling them out and loading them up and whatnot. So, I mean, yeah, but like I was saying, guys, it's had a lot of abuse over the years. I mean, this stuff is all bondoed, cracked. I mean, the whole Jeep has been recoated in Bondo. I can see rust bubbles coming through here. You can see where it's cracked there. I took a tiger paw and wire wheel to the thing to try and get through it, but like a lot of things, some of the holes for lights and other stuff's all been covered up. And you know, just like over here, you know, that's kind of where I started, and you'll see that this Jeep has just been beat. It's like somebody took a hammer and a maul to the side of this thing and just beat it to death. So I'm fairly certain the tub can be replaced. I think there's enough good metal left in it, but it's not something I want to go through doing right now. I kind of just want to hurry up and get this Jeep going, have a nice little four-wheel drive vehicle for the property here, and you know, something to play with out here. But also my plan with this is, since it's actually a CJ3A, I want to go ahead and get the M38, the military M38 tub, and mildly clone an actual military M38. So that way I can also use it for reenacting and Vietnam stuff and kind of have a dual purpose. But there's a few things I'm not going to directly clone or copy that, you know, M38s did or had, just because of my own personal comfort and for the fact that, you know, I'll probably drive this thing on the local roads and stuff around here, so I don't want something that's going to go really super slow. But yeah, right there you can see some of the original red paint starting to show through, and you can kind of see it throughout parts of the Jeep. If you look closely, kind of do a good walk around on it, you'll see where it starts coming through in places like right there and up here on the fenders or the quarters and whatnot. You can see it all coming through here. So it's gonna need a whole bunch of work, but by getting the new tub and everything, I think it'll be a lot more beneficial, a lot easier, and go a lot quicker than, you know, just trying to get this part of it back together. But I still plan to do something with the tub off of this. I'm not going to get rid of it or trash it or, you know, let it go to waste or anything like that. At some point, I might actually go ahead and restore the tub on it and put it back together, and, you know, down the road, get an M38. Because I know what a lot of you guys are already thinking and what you're going to say. Why don't you just go out and buy an M38 if you're going to go through all this time and money to do this? Well, getting a true military M38, a little difficult. They didn't make a lot of them, and there's really not a lot of them left in existence other than ones that people have restored, or they're just complete basket cases and they're worse than this. But also, like I said, because I'm going to be using it to actually do work on the land and property and take to reenactments and stuff like that, I want something I can kind of be okay with beating up without, you know, feeling bad about, especially original piece of military history like that. So that's why I said I'm going to kind of mildly clone this as much as possible, at least aesthetically and visually from the outside. It'd all look like an actual military M38, and, you know, get a lot of use out of it that way too. So yeah, so I'm gonna get started on this pretty quick, guys. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I've just got so many projects, and I've actually stopped buying projects. I've got a couple more that you guys don't know about yet that we'll get to later on some other videos that, well, I just don't need anything else until I get something done, or a couple things done first. So this is one of the big priorities on my list, is to get started on this. So what I'm going to wind up doing is taking this tub off, going through the whole frame, getting the frame all sorted out, cleaned up, checking anything that might be rotted or needs to be repaired, fix it, go through the whole suspension and everything on it, get it painted, then get the tub and all of that, and, you know, do some of the body work and stuff that I need to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this grill and the front fenders and everything for it. Obviously, I'm going to need a new hood, a new tailgate, because it's all bent up and damaged as well. Probably keep the window frame and everything. And then once I go through and do all of that, my plan is to go ahead and probably either get a reman or a refurbed or rebuilt engine for this thing. I'll probably go ahead and go through the actual transmission myself, the gearbox, and redo the rear end and front end as well. I've got a couple friends that have done stuff like that and had the knowledge to help me with that as well. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got more coming on it. I plan to do videos on the rebuild and the process and how and what and when and all of that. So hopefully if things go right, sometime, maybe, hopefully before this time next year, it'll actually be drivable. So anyway, guys, if that's something that interests you and you want to see what we wind up doing and how we wind up doing a bunch of stuff on this M30 or this on the CJ3A, cloning it into an M38, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Hit that notification bell. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you've ever had one of these or rebuilt an M38, maybe you guys can give me some pointers and ideas on what to do and how to do it. This is new to me. I've never had anything other than the old Grand Jeep Wagoneers in my life, so this is technically my first actual Willys Jeep. But other than that, I'm pretty much mostly a car guy, guys. Uh, I mean, yeah, most of you that know me know that I'm all about Pontiacs and Mopar. So that and, well, some Chevys, but you know what I mean. GM and Mopar, we'll go that route. So anyway, guys, as always, stay frosty, ride or die, Reaper out.